Welcome, Richard Lehwald, BioEnergy Wellness Care. And we have an amazing guest here with us today, Thilo, many bears. He loves the bears, okay? Well, we love him too, okay? And he loves his musical instruments, and he has an amazing history, really going back from where you began to where it's taking you right now. So everybody's got a story, right? And we can, again, we're creators in life. So you probably began your life like typically everybody does. You came into this world. There you are, your parents, your family told you, Thilo, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be an engineer, you're going to be somebody. And it's actually, it's interesting. My life, for what my parents thought I was going to do and for what I'm doing today is so far from that journey. But we are on a journey. So tell us about your journey, how it kind of began, and what got you to where you're at nowadays.
Thanks for the introduction, Richard. Well, I always knew when I was in the technical field for almost 24 years, I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. Like I knew something was up, but I didn't have an idea of what I wanted to do. But I know it wasn't the current job I was doing. Many times I would go home and I would sit and think, this is not, I'm so unhappy when I did this and I want to find another way. But everyone, there is a certain program that people run to that say, you can't get anything else. You've been doing this for 23 years or 24 years. You can't just switch jobs all of a sudden. It's too hard. Oh, how are you going to do it financially? How are you going to do it, like there's just no way to do it. And you don't have any other skills. So why don't you just stay? And I did not want to stay in the current state I was in, but I had no clue on how to get out. So I did do some training courses about developing myself, because I felt my condition was conditioned by my own thoughts, and my belief systems were very old and they were out of date. So I got a software upgrade and hardware upgrade, and I decided I'm going to do some changes. And then when I started to do some changes, all of a sudden I realized, I'm getting more clarity on what I want to do, but I still don't have exactly what I want to do. And as I got more and more into it, I had a men's group, maybe 15 years ago, and when I told all the men, they said, we're tired of you complaining about your current state that you're in. If you don't like it, why don't you change it? I said, well, I can't. And they said, well, if you don't change it by next meeting next month, you have to pay every man $100. So that was my motivation, was actually money. So I said, well, by the next meeting, I don't want to pay every man $100 because there's like 9 or 10 men. And I said, I don't want to just give money away like that, so I better just quit. But I didn't quit until the day of my men's group. I actually handed in my resignation at my company, and it was like, when I first did it, I was super excited. But then once it was done, there was a lot of fear came into my, what am I going to do now? As soon as I did that, I got so many amazing people came into my life and so many amazing experiences. And then I realized, when we do finally do commit or we make changes, we're always supported if we believe that we are supported. We have to believe it. If we just say it and speak it, it's not real. We have to know that the universe is working with us, and we are, and that will support us.
So if whatever it is that we believe into, so we can also look at it, be lied to, right? Living in a lie of things, right? Exactly. And you believe the lie, right? Mm-hmm. So very, very important, and that you get that connection. Data, heart, gut, how does that all flow? How does that all resonate? Yes. And when you get connected to truth at that level, it's just like, yes. And then you can move forward. Yes. That's tremendous energy. But go ahead.
So then I got into something called breath work, and this was back when, now it's really popular, but I got into it years ago, and I started to say, I actually, every time I did breath work, I could feel I was losing some aspects of myself that weren't serving me. So I decided to get more into it, and I got certified, and I did lots of different sessions. And for the last probably 12, 13 years, I've been breathing all over the planet, and I've done lots of training and lots of courses. And every time I did it, it let go of layers of me. And I said, you know what? I think I can play an instrument. But in my family, not that they were bad, there was anything wrong with it, but I was not encouraged to play musical instruments. And I just didn't feel I could, like I'm not a musical person. And that programming runs in almost every person I meet. They say, I could never do what you do. And I'm like, yes, you can. I just picked it up and I have no musical training. I picked it up because I know that I will be supported in the process. And when I met a gentleman who helped me become more of an entertainer and musician, he said, instead of sitting in the basement practicing, why don't you practice right in front of people? That's where the real lesson is. It's not when you're all comfortable and safe in the basement. It's when you're out in the universe doing things. That's when the real challenges come, but also that's when the real growth comes in, I find, in myself. And so I'm very grateful for all my teachers. So many people said, just step up and do it. And you know what? You'll make mistakes and sometimes the flute will sound bad and sometimes you'll be out of tune. But it's okay because you're learning and you're growing. So that was my kind of thing is the more I did breath work, the more I let go of it. And I said, you know what? I like a flute. Then I got into didgeridoo. Then I got into drums. And slowly my whole world expanded. And I went from like no instrument playing to play like maybe, 30 different instruments now. And everyone was a gradual increase. So I'm a fond believer of music is an active meditation. So basically, if you like to meditate, you could pick up a Native American flute and you could play it. I meditate. I don't think anything. I play from my heart and it takes me into a very, very amazing place. And my heart just feels so full when I finish that, like, wow, this is amazing. How is this happening? Well, it's because I'm creating it from nothing. I can't recreate what I did 10 minutes ago because 10 minutes ago I was in a different heart space than now. So the reason I'm so passionate about using wood, especially wooden instruments and flutes and stuff, because they are heart-based instruments. So for me, the heart's where I want to return to. And I want everybody to return to their heart. Because it's such a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, it's the heads that are just getting so scrambled out there. And, when we get connected with the heart, is what they say is that the heart, the brain in the heart is what created this body of ours before this brain was formed. And so when we're born, the moment we get in this world, it's hello, and the brain becomes very active, and it's now everything is in the rational thinking, and now it overtakes the heart. So now we need to get kind of like, okay, stop the chatter up there and listen to what's going on there. Because that's what was in charge before. Okay? So, yeah, it's good for people to be able to connect to that level again and realize, what we're being kind of educated with today's programming. Again, that's all it is. It's programming. It's a lot of institutionalized programming. And here we got the whole universe, the wide universe that wants to share so much information with us, teach us about life. It's beyond. Again, we can go. And this is the journey that I really want to go on. And just every day, just show me more, Yeah, let's live that life to the fullest extent. And we're just going through this time and so on right now. I am not this body. You're not your body, but that's how we've been focused, okay? And that other part, that's the spirit side of us, is what will go on. When we pass away, that's it. We're just transitioning, right? But we need to give this depth right now. And your music, your instruments can make that connection.
Yeah, and I'm playing it from what is going on for me right now.
Exactly.
I'm playing how I feel in my. So when you can do that, you're actually like expressing your consciousness and your heart through the sound, and it's going into the room, so you feel like really like that's how I connect with people. So for example, like this flute, when I would play this flute, you know, every time I pick this flute up, I have a specific intention that I'm going to open someone's heart, and they may end up having a huge release, and if they don't, I work it until they do, because I know deep down they're holding so tight. There's something they want to release, but they're not able to. So I play it where I can connect. Oh, how can I make that person really, really tune into their heart? And so they can fully let go of all they're carrying, because a lot of people are carrying, their hearts are bunched up. And so when the sound sort of, I almost like try to go in through the back door and sneak in, and then see if I can open up to the heart, into the person. And many people, when I play this, have huge emotional releases, because it's basically tuned. And this is an F sharp example, and F sharp is the heart chakra. So I specifically know that this will open someone's heart. So that's one of the reasons I have different instruments. That's why I have 100 of them, because they're all made from different woods. They have different sounds. Every maker is different, you know. And so, for example, this flute is tuned to 432, which again, it's easy for the mind, and the whole soul can actually really instantly go, oh, I like that. It makes me feel really, really good. And so I don't have to work so hard at trying to play it, because as soon as it's projected into the room, it already makes our bodies, almost like our parasympathetic nervous system. It affects the nervous system right away. It brings the nervous system down a couple of notches. And I think that's one of the things, Richard, if you know, because you've experienced so much working with people, I mean, the nervous system of people is like, it's shaky right now because there's so many energies. And I feel like this kind of brings people down to a level where they can connect, you know, deep to their, oh, there's nothing to fear right now. I just need to relax, because this is the part I really want to emphasize for people, you know.
Everything in the universe is sound and light.
Yeah.
That's it, two things. It's sound and light, it's frequencies, vibration. So this is why music is so effective in helping to tune people, right? So it's very important what people allow themselves to listen to as well. I mean, that music is just headbanging music all day, yeah. You know, it throws so many people off, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. How can people find you?
That's a good question. I'm on Facebook, Thilo Many Bears Merhoff.
Okay, so we're going to leave your link on this video, and yeah, please visit, share, ask questions, and it's very, very important to, you know, to connect. We're meant to be connected. Because we're all one. We're all one. So thank you for coming and here with us today and doing your part to help build this world up. I hope the audience will have enjoyed it too, not just bear it and grin it. So share this with other people, please. And thank you. Have a good day.